Here I am, guys. Thank you so much, Ma'am Rachel. So I am Ryan Alexander Lim. I am one of the lead educator of IPAS PNLE review program. So without further ado, guys, I will now share my screen. So ready na ba lahat? Okay, so we have hepatic cirrhosis, right, guys? Okay, but of course, when I do lecture, guys, I want to show it to you in a way that this is the nursing process, di ba? So ADPI, di ba? Assessment, diagnosis, then we have your planning, intervention, and evaluation. Okay? So, what I did, guys, is I first go para hindi siya masyadong nagkalat-kalat. I want it in an organized way. So, first and foremost, we'll talk about assessment or the risk factors. So, if I'm going to ask you, what are the risk factors of liver cirrhosis? Ang mga risk factors natin. So, of course, guys, we have your number one is nutritional deficiency. Okay, there is a decrease in protein intake. No? So, it can be a risk factor. But of course, tama po si ma'am. So, I would like to highlight, ang pinaka-common talaga na risk factor is alcoholism. Okay? So, if your board exam will ask you, what is the number one risk factor of liver cirrhosis? Okay, so alcoholism, guys. So I will put it here. Most common. Di ba? Naka-highlight talaga siya, guys. So, of course, when you say highlighted, guys, these are probable exam question, no? Especially in the PNLE. Okay? And number two, guys, gender. Of course, risk factors muna ito, guys. Number two is gender. So, when you say gender, iba-iba po. Men is 2 times affected. Man is 2 times affected. But according to Brunner and Sudart, okay, women are greater risk of alcohol-induced cirrhosis. Okay? So what do you mean by that one, sir? So ang ibig sabihin siguro nito, guys, hindi naman sinasabi sa libro talaga, guys. They just put this one, women greater risk of alcohol-induced cirrhosis. Why am I emphasizing this? Lumabas to sa board exam before. Lumabas to sa board exam before. So I would like you to highlight this one. So siguro because of the tolerance level, no? Okay. So hindi masyadong makatolerate ang babae. So that is, I think, what the book wants to say. Pero guys, wag ka, no? Wag na nating i-underestimate ang women. Di ba? Kapag kaya ng lalaki, kaya din ng babae. Pero this is what the book have said, greater risk of alcohol-induced cirrhosis. But men are 2 times affected. Okay, so that is a risk factor. How about next one, guys? Of course, the age. Ang edad is 40 to 60. Okay, so it's the age bracket of liver cirrhosis, guys. Okay? So again, nutritional deficiency, if you want to remember, then alcoholism. So mag-ingat-ingat na. So for those who are alcoholic out there, ingat-ingat na, dandahan ng ipa-lessen ang alcohol. Because, of course, we all know that alcohol is one of the enemies of our liver. So again, I would like you to highlight this one. That's the most common. Okay? Now, those are for the risk factor, guys. Okay? So, copy. Now, how about next, guys? Ang next natin is we have the type. What are the types of cirrhosis? Number one is we have your Leynex. Okay? Leynex cirrhosis. Okay, so when you say Leynex class, this is a type of cirrhosis that is related to what? Related to alcohol. So pag sinasabi, anong klaseng liver cirrhosis na related to alcohol? The term is Leynex. Okay. And of course, guys, we all know, again, this is considered as the most common. Di ba? So sometimes, sir, can it be hereditary? Possible, no? Usually, guys, kapag alcoholic ang parents, there is a greater chance na alcoholic din ang mga anak. Di ba? Because of course, they follow. Di ba? Follow man yan, guys. Okay. So, if you are living in an alcoholic environment, father, mother, di ba? Okay. So, there is a high chance also na ang mga anak din. So, how about next one, class? Number 2, biliary cirrhosis. So, we say biliary cirrhosis, this could be related to stones. Okay. So, what kind of stones, class? Stones in the gallbladder. Okay, we have your gallbladder stones. So, the term for this one is cholelithiasis. Okay, cholelithiasis. Okay, so this is a correct term. And it could also be that ang stones natin, guys, it could also be in the common bile duct. So, these stones can lead to obstruction. No? Okay, so guys, it will result, R means result to the obstruction. Okay? So obstruction, remember class, your liver is the one that will produce the bile. Ang storage is the gallbladder. So if there is stones, guys, again, it will lead also to trauma. So obstruction and possible trauma. Okay? Not only to the gallbladder but also to the liver. Okay? But again, I tell you this, ang pinaka number one pa rin is alcohol, ha? Okay, alcohol pa rin number one. How about number three? Let's go to number three, guys. The third type of cirrhosis is we have your post-necrotic cirrhosis. So, anong dahilan nito? This is related to your acute viral infection. So, when say acute viral infection class, this could be related to your, of course, we have your HEPA. No? Okay, especially the HEPA B, C, and D. So it could lead into liver cirrhosis, of course. Okay? But how about ang HEPA A, sir? It can be but lesser. Ang extent is lesser because HEPA A class, pwede man yang ma-reverse, no? Okay. So we have your acute viral infection. Viral infection natin. And of course, another one, when you say post-necrosis class, di ba? Pag sinabi kasing necrosis, guys, ang ibig sabihin nito mga nurses is namatay, di ba? Or we have your tissue death, post-necrotic cirrhosis, or we have your tissue death. So, when you say necrosis class, okay, cell death or tissue death. So, we have your acute viral infection. So, nakuha na. So, these are the types and these are the causes. No? Okay, so we have your trauma. So, trauma, masugatan ang mga liver natin, ang mga liver cells natin. And of course, we have your viral infection. So, alam natin guys, kapag magkakaroon ng viral infection si patient, so HEPA B, in the long run, in the long term, maaring mag-cirrhosis si patient. Okay? So, ganun lang po. So, this is your assessment. So, as a nurse, so if you suspect liver cirrhosis, like for example, like jaundice ba ang patient, may ascites, so ito yung matanong mo. Nag-a-alcohol ka ba? For how many years ka nang nag-a-alcohol? Yan ang matanong mo, guys. Di ba? Or, do you have a history of cholelithiasis? Do you have a history of stones before? Those are your question. Or another question is, meron ka bang history of viral infection? So, that is your assessment now, guys. Diba? So, that's why I'm telling you, when say risk factors and the types or the cause, this is the assessment part of the nursing process. And you know, assessment as a nurse, alam nyo talagang adpay. Diba? Okay. Now, let's go now to the pathophysiology. Let's make it easier. Okay? Let's go now to the pathophysiology. So, sir, anong nangyari dito, sir? So, first and foremost, we have your increased fat deposit. So, it could also be because of your diet. Okay. So, you say, fat deposit class, parang na-overload ang liver natin. Okay. So, this is overloaded with fats. So, kasama din pala ang diet class, the diet that is high in fat also. So, if ever, yan ang mga tinatawag natin na fatty liver. Okay? So, this is what you call as your fatty liver, guys. So, we always hear this one. No, sa mga doctors natin, like for example, you have a patient, okay, uy, may fatty liver ka. That's why binibigyan niya ng Essentially Forte. Now, how about next class? So, if ever may mga fat deposit, your liver is covered with fats, so there is possibility of destruction of the liver cells. Or guys, ang mga liver cells natin ma-damage. Okay? Then after that one, arrow down, so ma-inflame. Okay, so there will be inflammation of the liver. So there could be hepatitis not related to the virus. It could be related to the alcohol, di ba? So ma-inflame. So what will happen, class? So magkakaroon ng pain. Okay? So the question right now is, where is the pain if your liver is affected? Or what quadrant? Okay, so guys, so your answer is RUQ. Okay? Right upper quadrant. So of course, saan po yan, sir? So if ever, guys, I will show you your right upper quadrant. It's here. Okay? Kung sa picture, class, very good. Tama kayong lahat, guys. It's right upper quadrant because that is where the liver is located. Okay, so I would like you to highlight that one. So again, for those who are visual learner, okay, so this is the right upper quadrant. So dyan banda. So saan ang pain? Gaganon ng patient. So for example, this is the breast of the patient. So below the breast, class, na right part. Okay? So, balik tayo guys, ha? So, tama. So, I would like you to highlight this one. Okay? So, please highlight this one kasi it's a very common board exam question. So, why is there pain? This pain could be related to, yung RT ko guys, related to yan class, related to the pressure. Okay? Pressure due to the enlargement of the liver. Kasi syempre kapag namamaga si liver, lumalaki talaga yan, ha? Okay. Now, what will happen after that one, sir? So, fibrosis. Okay, so I say fibrosis, guys, mag-scarring. Okay. There will be scarring, guys. And what will be the problem, guys? So, ang problema natin dito is mag-necrosis, no? So, positive necrosis, guys. Ayan. Or the other term is we have your cirrhosis, no? So when you say necrosis, guys, of course, we all know this is your tissue death or we have your cell death. So mag-necrosis. So yan ang problema sa ating liver cirrhosis. Okay? So from the fatty liver, then fibrosis, then cirrhosis. Yan ang pagkasunod-sunod. So fatty liver. So brought about by, sir, bakit mag-fatty liver siya, sir? Alcohol contains lipids. So, one of the reason, guys, kaya pala, sir, it's not only the fat class, but nurses, I would like to emphasize this one also, that your alcohol, it contains lipids. So, pag lasinggero ang patient class every day, di ba? Hindi nababuhay pag walang alcohol, guys. So, hindi malayong magkakaroon ng liver cirrhosis in the long run. No? So, that's why mag-fatty liver. So, fatty liver, then fibrosis or scarring, then mag-necrosis na in the long run, mag-cell death. Okay? So, ito na po. What are the signs and symptoms? So, nurses, what will happen after this one, guys? So, we'll have the signs and symptoms. So, based on the pathophysiology. So, ito, para mas organized talaga, guys, inaano ko talaga, guys, anong function ni liver, anong mangyari kapag masisira si liver. Okay? So, first and foremost, here we go. So, by the way, this is the picture of the liver with cirrhosis, guys. Kung i-compare natin, guys, this is the normal liver. Okay? Ito yung liver with cirrhosis. So, tingnan nyo, class, parang ano, guys, no? So, this is the liver with cirrhosis. Hey, sir, nagulat kami sa liver. Di ba? Ang normal na liver, very smooth. Very smooth. But if your liver has like this, guys, this is already the cirrhosis, nurses. Okay? So, comparing, so again, the stages, guys, is from fatty liver to fibrosis or mag-scar, magpeklat-peklat. Then, kapag hindi maagapan, mag-cirrhosis na. Sir, can it lead to cancer of the liver? Yeah, most probably. No? In the long run, it can also lead to cancer, which is the complication of liver cirrhosis. Now, what will happen? Okay, so, guys, ang ginawa ko dito, guys, para maintindihan talaga, guys, anong function ni liver? Pag masira sa liver, this is what will happen. So, one of the function of the liver is metabolism, right? Okay. So, if ever masira si liver, class, okay, the patient will have anorexia. Okay? The patient will have anorexia. So, what is anorexia, sir? Of course, we have your loss of appetite. We have your, of course, pag may anorexia patient, mag-weight loss. And number 3, what will happen also? There could be possible indigestion. Another one is you have your nausea and vomiting. So, possible yan ng mga signs and symptoms. But very, very common dito, guys. I would like you to highlight, guys, the anorexia. No? So, yan ang reason kung bakit in the long run, pag mag-cirrhosis na, mag-weight loss si patient. So, again, what's the function of the liver? Metabolism. It promotes metabolism. Anong mangyari kapag masira si liver? Ineffective ang metabolism. So, these are the signs and symptoms pag hindi na maganda ang metabolism. Okay. How about number 2? Okay. One function of the liver is for vitamin K synthesis. Okay. Sir, what is the meaning of synthesis, sir? So, when you say synthesis, guys, this is your production or formation. Okay. So, pag sinabing no vitamin K synthesis, no production or formation of the vitamin K, because remember, class, one of the function of the liver is to facilitate the vitamin K synthesis. Okay, ma-promote sila. Okay, so that's the reason why, if naalala nyo, class, diba, kapag bagong deliver ang baby, anong ginagawa natin? Mag-inject tayo ng vitamin K, because that time ang liver is still immature. Okay, hindi pa maka-help in the production of the vitamin K. So that's why inject ka natin ng vitamin K, nalala? Okay. Now, ito na po. Pag walang vitamin K, guys, okay. So, magkakaroon tayo ng clotting problem. So, it will result to plus mag-decrease ang platelet. Pag decrease ang platelet, so that's why class sometimes guys, magsabi na, hala sir, bakit mababa ang platelet ng patient? Sir, wala namang dengue, hindi wala namang cancer. Check the liver. Diba? It could be, there could be a problem with the liver. So guys, always remember this one guys ha. Decrease platelet. So if ever decrease ang platelet guys, what is the high risk of the patient? Your patient is high risk also for bleeding. Okay? High risk for bleeding class. So in the long run, kapag ang patient mag-bleeding, of course, okay, what will happen sir? Possible magka-anemia ang patient. So he or she will have different kinds of mga anemia, no? And of course, guys, when you say bleeding class, what are the bleeding signs and symptoms? So, signs and symptoms, you can have your epistaxis. We have your, what else? We have your melena, hematochezia, okay? At marami pang iba, no? And even plus mga internal, okay? Internal bleeding. Anong mga signs and symptoms of internal bleeding class? Of course, we have your bruises, okay? Ecchymosis, ayan. So, yan ang mga example natin. So, mga pasa-pasa, guys, di ba? Or what else pa? Mga purpura. Okay, so, yan po, guys. Because of that one. Because of the no vitamin K synthesis. So, we will have clotting problem. Especially kapag mag-decrease ang platelet ng patient, no? Okay, so again, if there is blood loss, for example, mag-bleeding si patient, blood loss, so it will result to anemia. One of the guys is anemia, guys. So sign and symptoms of bleeding, nandiyan na lahat. Now, next one. The third function of the liver is damage ang Kupffer cells. Okay, so itong mga ni sir dito, guys. Dito ko na lang nilalagay, guys, sa gilid, ha? Okay. So, number 3 is damage Kupffer cells. Now, question. What is the function of the Kupffer cells? The Kupffer cells, guys, is for phagocytosis. Okay? So, question, anong ibig sabihin ng phagocytosis? Engulfing of bacteria, di ba? Okay, so, pag ma-damage ang Kupffer cells, what will be the result? So, ang result class is walang phagocytosis. So, walang taga-engulf ng bacteria, walang taga-kain ng bacteria, parang Pac-Man, di ba? So, function of this one is for the phagocytosis class. Pag wala yan, guys, okay, no engulfing of bacteria, what is the patient high risk for? So, your patient is high risk for infection. Okay, so high risk for infection also ang patient. So, pag may liver cirrhosis si patient, so hindi malayong magka-infection siya. Okay, because one of the function of the liver, or we have the Kupffer cells, one of the unit of the liver, guys, okay, pag ma-damage, hindi na maka-phagocytosis, hindi na maka-engulf bacteria, hindi na makakain, maka-fight ng bacteria. Very good. So, high risk for infection. So, guys, what are the possible signs and symptoms of infection? So, we have to take note also of, like, for example, fever, what else? Sore throat, mga ganon. And for the laboratory class, we have to check for the WBC. So, ganun lang po siya, guys. No? Di ba madali lang, class? Kung alam mo ang mga function ng liver, alam mo din ang mga possible na mangyari. So, what are the first three function of the liver? Metabolism. Second, vitamin K synthesis. Di ba? Ang liver mag-help pala yan for the formation of vitamin K. And the third one, phagocytosis. Di ba? So, it's the Kupffer cells for phagocytosis. Ang next natin is we will have your albumin synthesis. Another function of the liver is albumin synthesis. So, since we are talking about problem, we are talking about liver cirrhosis. So, ineffective, di ba? Hindi epektibo ang pag-synthesize ni albumin. So, unable to synthesize the albumin. Parang ganon. So, one of the function of the liver is to form or for the formation of albumin. But pag masira si liver, hindi ma-synthesize si albumin. So, what will happen, guys? Decrease ang albumin. So, decrease ang albumin in the blood. Okay? So, what will happen pag decrease ang albumin plus, sir? So, ang oncotic pressure plus mag-decrease also, guys. Okay? So, I'll just write it here, ha? Decrease oncotic pressure. So, ang one of the functions of the albumin is for the oncotic pressure. pinapastay niya class ang water in the blood vessel, in the circulation. Okay. So, ito na po. Pagbababa ang oncotic pressure, what will happen? So, mag-fluid shifting. Okay? So, this is what will happen ha. Pag mababa si albumin, okay? So, anong purpose pala ng albumin, sir? Ipastay ang water in the blood. So, pag mababa si albumin, mag-decrease ang oncotic pressure, hindi niya na maipastay ang fluid in the blood. So, ang fluid shifting is from where? Mag-fluid shifting yan, class, from the blood or from the IVC. Okay, what is IVC? Intravascular. This is from the intravascular compartment. Okay, lalagyan ko lang ng compartment, guys. To the interstitial space compartment. Okay, that is compartment. So, guys, for example, this is the blood. Tapos bumaba si albumin. Walang tagapigil. So, ang tubig class na nasa blood, lalabas. Di ba? So, there is a fluid shifting. Saan sila pupunta, sir? Interstitial space. So, there will be fluid accumulation in the interstitial space. So, guys, anong resulta, guys? Kapag may tubig sa interstitial space? Edema. Yes, albumin daw is pulling and pushing. Very good. So, it will result into your edema. Okay? And another one class, if sa abdominal or kapag sa peritoneum class, what will be the result? Okay, it will result also into ascites, no? Okay, possible mag-ascites ang patient natin. Ayan. So, what will be the nursing diagnosis? Ito na pala guys, kapag mababa si albumin, okay, ang nursing diagnosis natin is you have your fluid volume excess. Ayan. So, ganun ang mga pagtanong ng board exam. Your patient has decreased albumin. What is the nursing diagnosis? So, alam nyo na. Wow, ganyan lang pala sir. Because may edema, may ascites ang patient natin. Okay? So, ang edema class, it could be kapag nasa paa guys, tight shoes, yun na po mangyayari class, or increase ang leg circumference, yun ang mga lumalabas sa board exam, ng mga words. Sa ascites naman, increase abdominal girth. Yan ang mga lumalabas sometimes sa board exam class, no? So, pag ascites class, okay, so this is best indicated by increase ang abdominal girth. Okay? Increase abdominal girth. And kay edema naman guys, we have your best indicated by tight shoes. So, ito na po yung application sa exam. So, dito sa IPAS guys, I'm not only teaching you guys the principle, but I will also teaching you application na magagamit nyo hindi lang pang board exam, but towards your future. Di ba? Dala-dala nyo yan, class. Di ba? This knowledge, class, dala-dala nyo na to, guys, hanggang magpa-Amerika na kayo, Australia, Canada, or mapa-Saudi, or kahit saang lupalop ng mundo. So, tight shoes or increase ang ating, we have your increase ang leg circumference. Okay? Increase ang leg circumference, guys. All right, so ganun. So, if you want to copy guys, those are the signs and symptoms if masira si liver. Okay? So, ano pa, sir? Okay, let's proceed. Another one. Ang another class, by the way, guys, this is the example of your ascites, guys. Diba? So, this is an example of your ascites, ladies and gentlemen. How about next one, class? Ito. There will be increased bilirubin metabolism. And what will happen, class? Increase ang bilirubin. Bilirubin is, by the way, the component of the bile. Okay? So, kumbaga, if masira si liver, di ba, ang liver ang nagpo-produce ng bile. So, pag masira si liver, class, yung bilirubin, which is a component of the bile, lalabas siya, pupunta sa blood. Di ba? So, dadami siya sa blood. And this is the reason why, what will be the signs and symptoms, sir? First, ang skin and the eyes will become yellowish. Yan. So that's why guys, what's the medical term for this one? So the term is jaundice. So yan ang makikita natin guys. And another thing, we have your stool. So ang stool natin guys is mag-gray. Kasi ang bile na dapat andoon class which gives color to the stool. Remember, pag sira si liver, wala nang ma-produce na bile. So, your stool will become gray, or other term is clay colored. Okay, and my term ito guys, that is known as your acolic stool. And then next one, urine. So ang urine natin guys is parang tea-colored. Okay? Tea-colored ang urine natin. So yun po ang mga dapat tandaan. So what I would like you to highlight here, common in the board exam, jaundice. No? So pag punta ni patient class, yellow-yellow ang mata guys. So pag nurse ka sa ER, parang maano mo na ay, may problema to sa liver or pwede din sa gallbladder. Okay, guys, paki-add din pala dito guys, pruritus, no? Because of the bilirubin, no? In the blood. Okay? Now, how about next nurses? Let's proceed. Ang next one guys is cannot convert ammonia to urea. So, one of the function of your liver is to convert ammonia to urea. Okay? So, if masira si liver guys, okay, it cannot convert, right? So, pag hindi ma-convert, sir, what will happen, sir? Mag-increase ang ammonia. Saan mag-increase ang ammonia class? In the blood. Okay? Aside from that one, saan pa mag-increase ang ammonia, guys? Into the brain. So, blood and brain. Okay? So, arrow down, this is a complication. Okay? And this is very, very common in the exam. Not only in the local board, pati sa NCLEX, guys, very common. Hepatic encephalopathy. Okay? And in the long run, that's why we have the term hepatic coma. So, anong ibig sabihin pala ng hepatic encephalopathy? Increase ang ammonia both in the blood and into the brain. Okay? So, nurses, what will happen? Initially, since the brain is affected, ang mga common na tanong ng board exam natin is, what is the initial sign and symptom of hepatic encephalopathy? So, initial sign and symptom is, of course, we have what? Okay, decreased LOC. Very good. So, I say decrease LOC, guys. We have your confusion, orientation, and we have your possible restlessness. Okay. Apart from this class, okay, possible din class ang ano ng patient is affected. Okay? Like for example, your patient might be having sedation. We have your drowsiness. We have your lethargy. So, ang mukha ng patient class, parang ano talaga class, parang inaantok, guys. So, if the patient looks tired, the patient looks lethargic, okay, there could be a problem in the brain. No? Especially pag liver cirrhosis, guys. Or, guys, how is it as in the board exam? So, your patient will have your personality changes. Personality or behavioral. Yan. So, restlessness, irritability, sedation, di ba? So, that could be also the words na maaaring gamitin sa mga board exam natin. Okay? And the next one, ito na. So, sir, anong hallmark sign natin dito, sir? So, ang hallmark sign natin, guys, is we have your asterexis. Okay? Asterexis. What is the other term for asterexis, guys? This is also known as your flapping tremors. Okay? Asterexis or the flapping tremors. So, yung kamay ni patient, involuntarily, maganon-ganon siya. Parang nagpa-flap, no? Okay. And the next one, plus the breath. Okay. The breath ni patient dito is ammoniacal. So, ayan ang breath ni patient. But what I would like you to highlight here, pag tinatanong sa board exam, what is the first sign of your hepatic encephalopathy? Decreased LOC. Okay, so take note of the personality changes, yung mga ganyan-ganyan class, no? And of course, the asterexis, guys. So, iganon mo lang. How do you assess this one? Ipaganon mo lang si patient, then magganon ang kanyang kamay involuntarily. No, okay. And nursing diagnosis. So, sir, what could be the nursing diagnosis here, guys? So, nursing diagnosis, guys, is we have your altered thought process. Kasi one of the function of your liver is to convert ammonia to urea. So, nakuha, guys. Okay. Now, how about what will be your nursing management? Anong nursing management, sir, kapag hepatic encephalopathy? Hepatic encephalopathy muna tayo, ha? Okay, hindi ito sa liver cirrhosis. So, that's why, ang gagawin natin, by the way, this is your asterexis, guys. Management muna tayo. So, very, very important is your diet. So, anong gagawin natin sa diet class? We have to restrict, no? Restrict your protein. So, I say restrict protein class, it should be less than 50 grams per day. So, restrict or decrease. Why? What is the reason? Itong dahilan, class. Kapag kakain ka ng protein, di ba? Of course, i-breakdown yan. Ang breakdown na magagamit ng katawan is amino acid. Okay, so yan ang magagamit. But meron tayong waste product, and the waste product is nitrogen. Okay. Ang nitrogen ba, kailangan ba nating ipalabas? Yes, kailangan ipalabas si nitrogen, guys. Okay? Pero hindi pa yan excretable na waste product. Kailangan mo na i-convert into ammonia. Okay? So, guys, sinong mag-convert nitrogen to ammonia? Ang E. coli. Okay? Ang E. coli or the normal flora. We have your normal flora. No? Okay. Now, itong tanong ko sa inyo, ang ammonia, ma-excrete na ba? Hindi pa. No, hindi pa. So, kailangan din yan i-convert. Ito na po. I-convert si ammonia into urea. Okay? So, guys, the question is, sinong nag-convert into urea? Ang nag-convert ammonia to urea, it's the liver. Di ba? Can you go back? Cannot convert. So, kapag masira si liver, hindi ma-convert sa ammonia. And, kailangan ba i-convert to urea, sir? Yes, kailangan i-convert to urea para ma-excrete si urea. Okay? So, this is the excretable byproduct of your protein. Okay? Of the protein. So, saan siya ma-excrete, sir? Via the kidney. No? Okay? Or via the urine. So, excreted via the urine. So, si urea is a waste product. Okay? So, focus tayo nito, guys. So, guys, question. So, pag masira para si liver, cannot convert ammonia to urea. So, yan ang ating pathophysiology. Alright? So, anong mangyari kay ammonia, sir? Sa ammonia, magstay sa blood. And then the blood circulate, it will go to the brain. And remember, ammonia is a waste product. So saan galing sa ammonia, sir? Protein. So that's why we need to restrict the protein. Yan palang dahilan, sir. Yes, I would like you to highlight that one. Okay? How about next, number 2? Drug of choice, sir. So, one of the drug of choice, guys, is we have your neomycin. Dalawa tayo dito, guys. Okay? So, neomycin, as we all know, this is an antibiotic. Okay? This is an antibiotic, guys. So, it kills the E. coli. No? Okay. Para ma-lessen ang conversion. So, pag ma-kill si E. coli, it lessen. Okay? Conversion of nitrogen to ammonia. Okay? So, ang goal natin dito, guys, is to decrease your ammonia into the blood. No? Okay. So, yun. So, pero of course, ang pinakauna talaga is i-restrict mo ng protein para wala talagang maraming ammonia. No? Okay. How about letter B? Lactulose. So, itong gusto kong i-highlight, guys, ha? Please highlight this one. When you say lactulose, of course, we all know that this is a laxative. Okay? This is a laxative. So, kung sa libro pa, guys, parang ina-acidify niya ang colon para i-pull niya ang ammonia papunta doon sa colon para i-excrete. So, in short, to make it easier, what is the action of the lactulose? So, it excretes or eliminate ammonia via the stool. So, that's why, guys, if ang patient class, before, mayroon kaming patient na may liver cirrhosis class sa Perpetual Succor Hospital. So, na-shock naman kami kasi parang ano naman ang aura niya, parang nag-iba na talagang aura niya. Ayun, so pinapaano, guys, nung nagpupo na siya, guys, 2 beses, guys, bumalik talagang aura niya, guys. Di ba? So, it's because of the ammonia level which is increased in the blood. So, pinapalabas ang ammonia. No? So, may mga ano yan, class, yung kapag sa pharmacology side talaga, it acidify the colon, it pull the ammonia from the blood, it pull the ammonia, parang hinihila ang ammonia papuntang colon, then i-eliminate. Parang ganon siya. So, yun po ang mga dapat tandaan natin. How about the next one, guys? Okay? So, we are done with this one. So, sir, ano ba complication ng liver cirrhosis, sir? So, guys, possible complication is we have your blood flow obstruction, then increase ang portal vein. Okay, actually, guys, this is the hepatic portal vein. So, yung pressure is grabe. So, pag grabe yung pressure natin, what will happen, sir? Mag-distend ang mga veins. Okay? So, there will be vein distension. So, guys, number 1, kapag sa face, what is the term? So, kapag ang mga veins sa mukha mag-distend or mag-dilate, anong term? we have yung tinatawag natin na spider angioma. So I will show you picture class. Do not worry guys, ha? Complication, mag-obstruction sa blood flow, grabing pressure sa hepatic portal vein. So, systemic ang effect, it will affect the other veins class. So, sa face, guys, this is your spider angioma. Then, another one. If ever class, mag-distend ang mga veins sa esophagus, anong tawag? We have your esophageal varices. Okay. So, we have your esophageal varices ang term. And then, sa umbilicus, how about kapag mag-distend ang mga veins sa umbilicus? What's the term? Okay, so ang term naman dyan, guys, is we have your, okay, caput medusae. So ito, guys, oh. So para siyang magkakaroon ng mga vein network, no? Parang mga tato-tato lang, lumalabas. Para siyang varicose, guys, pero nasa umbilicus. So we have your caput medusae. Okay, so we have your caput medusae. So parang mga varicose veins, pero sa tiyan lang siya. And if ever mag-distend ang mga veins sa rectum or anus, what's the term? We have hemorrhoids. Very good. Okay, so yun po guys ang mga dapat tandaan natin. And that ends our pathophysiology. So after this, we'll have the diagnostic test, then nursing management na, ha? Okay. So guys, yun ang mga possible complications natin. So I will show you example or pictures of this one. So kapag sa face, we have here spider angioma, mga ganito guys. Then this is a esophageal varices. O, tingnan nyo class, na parang nag-distend ang mga veins sa esophagus. And this is your caput medusae. Another example pa ng caput medusae. Okay. And of course, the hemorrhoids class. This is the internal hemorrhoids. And this is the external hemorrhoids. So, ang mga veins sa rectum, lumalaki or nagdi-distend. How about laboratory or diagnostic test? Number one is liver biopsy. So, when you have liver cirrhosis class, this is, by the way, class, ang confirmatory test. This is considered as the confirmatory test. So, by the way, I would like you to highlight this one, ha? Okay? Confirmatory test. So, sample tissue, kukuha ka ng sample tissue, guys. Then, what will be the result? R means result, positive po yan for necrosis. Sir, di ba sir, ang biopsy, sir, ginagamit din yan for cancer? Yeah. Kapag pag-check, class, kung malignant, so that's cancer. Okay? Pag hindi pa malignant, class, or mga cell death lang ang nakikita, okay, that is your necrosis. Positive for necrosis, guys. Okay, that means nurses, we have your cirrhosis. Okay. And next one, position. So, guys, these are the common board exam question. So, during, okay, pwede lang ang patient natin, guys, is maganito. Position during the biopsy. So, in short, class, supine. Balik tayo, ha? We have your supine position. Pero what is the most important thing here, class? Ang pinaka-importante, guys, is after the procedure. So, after the procedure, class, your position, class, is right sideline position. Right sideline, because remember, where is your liver located? On the right. Okay. Sir, bakit mag-right sideline position tayo, sir? This is to promote pressure. And of course, this is to decrease the bleeding. Because we all know that your liver is a highly vascular organ. So, I say highly vascular, madugo. So, kapag mag-puncture tayo dyan or mag-biopsy tayo dyan, magkuha tayo ng sample tissue, baka dudugo. So, this is the reason why. So, I would like you to highlight this one, class. Yan. So, again, confirmatory test, we have your biopsy. No? Okay, biopsy. So, how about next? So, guys, yun po ang ating dapat gagawin natin dito. So, this is your liver biopsy. Kukuha ka lang ng sample tissue. Then, this is what the doctor will do. And then, nurses, okay, this is, again, the position. And after class is, mag-ano na siya? Mag-right sideline na. Okay. Now, how about number 2? Itong pinaka-importante or mga important na diagnostic test natin for liver cirrhosis. So, of course, the liver enzymes. Okay? So, number 1 is SGPT or ALT. This is, by the way, considered as liver-specific talaga to. Okay? This is your liver-specific, ladies and gentlemen. So, the meaning of the SGPT is serum glutamic pyruvic transaminase. Or alanine transferase. That's your ALT. Normal value is 5 to 35 units per L. So it might vary from book to book, but I got this one from Brunner and Sudart na lang para may ano talaga ako, may resibo talaga ko guys. Pero may iba kasing libro class na 10 to 40, mga ganon class. 8 to 35, may mga 8 to 40, iba-iba. So do not worry guys because tinanong ko talaga yung friend ko na medtech, why is it iba-iba ang mga normal values niya? Sabi niya, depende sa machine. So dito na. Ito ang importante guys. So, sir, anong result sir? Increase. Okay? Saan increase ang ALT? Sa blood. So pag increase yan sa blood, okay, so ang specimen dito is blood. Pag increase yan class, anong ibig sabihin yan class? Ang ibig sabihin nito is, or this indicates liver injury. Okay? Or we have your liver damage, guys. No? Okay. And another one, okay, here we go. Si SGOT naman is the oxaloacetic. Okay? So dito is SGPT, pyruvic transaminase. Pyruvic ang P. So what's the other term for this one? Aspartate. And the normal value is 10 to 40. 10 to 40. So guys, what will be the result here guys? So increase also. No? Increase also yan in the blood ang SGOT. So what does it mean? So it indicates okay, liver damage. No? Or we have your necrosis or cell death. So, because kapag magkakaroon ng liver cell damage, so pag mabutasan ang mga cells, lalabas yung mga enzymes ng liver. Okay? Kasi normally, class, itong mga enzymes nasa loob ng liver cells. Pag ma-damage ang mga liver cells, or pag ma-destroy, pag mag-necrosis, lalabas sila. So, meaning, pag marami sila sa blood, okay, anong ibig sabihin kapag marami sila sa blood? Liver damage or injury. Huh? Okay, so pwede mo rin isulat dyan class either damage or we have your injury guys or possible necrosis na. So this is one of the diagnostic tests that is very very important ladies and gentlemen. Okay, how about next guys? Number 3. Okay, last na to, number 3 na po. Albumin. Sir, ano palang normal na albumin sir? Normal albumin level is 6 to 8. Okay? But in RU world, okay, so mga magtitake ng NCLEX, nilagay ko din ang sa NCLEX is 3.5 to 5, magkaiba class. Actually, there are also some book class na 4 to 8. So, di ba, nakakalito tong normal value. Okay, pero guys, ito na po guys. What will happen to the albumin here? Let's go back to the pathophysiology. Anong nangyari ka albumin? Increase, decrease. Of course, this is decrease in the blood si albumin. That's why nga nagka-ascites, di ba? That's why nga nagka-edema. Ayan. Yun po guys ang mga dapat tandaan natin. Okay, now how about next number 4? Okay, we're almost done guys. Then nursing management na tayo after this one class. Number 4 is coagulation test. Okay, coagulation test. So guys, normal value of this one is 11 to 13 seconds. What will be the result? Prolong ang result ito. So that means guys, patient might be having bleeding, right? And for the partial thromboplastin time, it is around 25 to 35 seconds. Another one result, prolong. So pag prolong yan, class, that could be a sign of bleeding. So remember kapag mayroon tayong liver cirrhosis, diba? No vitamin K synthesis. And the last one, itong pinaka-importante ko guys, ang platelet, no? Ang platelet natin. So guys, what is the normal platelet count natin? So the normal platelet count is 150,000 to 400,000. Okay? So we have your cells per mm3. Okay? So what will be the result, sir? So guys, result is decrease ang platelet. Because again, when you go back, one of the function of the liver is for the vitamin K synthesis. So pag magproblema si vitamin K, no clotting, it will also affect the platelet. So pag mababa ang platelet, hindi lang dengue. It could be cancer. Or it could be liver problem. Okay? Or it could be renal problem. Diba? So, it could be problem with the liver. So, guys, please highlight this one. Now, we'll go now to the last part, which is the most important thing. And this is now your nursing management. So, last part na lang to, guys, ha? Okay, so, what I did here, guys, to make it simpler, okay, we have your prevent further liver damage. So, that is the goal, kumbaga. How do we prevent the further damage of the liver. So, ito na po, sa ADPI, intervention na lahat ito sa ilalim. So, balik tayo guys, ha? Sir, what is the first goal? Prevent further damage. So, how? Rest. Rest. Okay. Alam naman siguro natin guys na ang patient na may liver cirrhosis, there's fatigue, there's anemia, di ba? So, napapagod. So, rest. So, ang rest class will help promote healing or for the recovery of the patient. Number 2, avoid alcohol. Of course, alam na natin. No? So, anong reason, sir, bakit bawal alcohol? Prevent further liver damage. Di ba? That's our goal. That's our plan. Next, avoid drug. Anong drug ang hepatotoxic, guys? Again, this is very, very common here in America. Acetaminophen. Okay? And the brand is Tylenol. This drug, guys, is hepatotoxic. Okay? This drug is hepatotoxic. And another one is aspirin. So we have your avoid drugs. We have your acetaminophen, Tylenol, hepatotoxic, and avoid aspirin because aspirin can cause also the bleeding. Right? And remember, your patient here is high risk for bleeding. And then number 2. Okay, let's go to number 2, guys. Ang pangalawa is diet. So, anong diet natin dito, sir? So, I would like you to highlight this one class. You have to increase your carbohydrate. There's no problem class with the carbohydrate. Okay? Then, ang protein. Pag early stage muna, we can have ample protein, guys. No? Okay? Ample protein kapag early stage because we all know ang protein is for tissue healing. Pag ang patient may hepatic encephalopathy na, okay? So, alam nyo na ito, ha? How do we know, sir, na hepatic encephalopathy? Look at the hallmark sign. Look at the LOC. Sedated, lethargic, confused, disoriented. So, this is a time that we need to decrease your protein. Okay? Decrease protein or i-restrict ang protein natin. Okay? I-restrict ang protein natin, guys. Okay? And next one plus vitamin K. Mag-diet and vitamin K. So, saan to makikita ang vitamin K? Green leafy. Okay, so mga green leafy vegetables, guys. Okay, one time, guys. Natawa ko, guys. Nag-lecture ko, nag-NPEX ko. Class, ano mga pagkain ng rich in vitamin K? May sumagot sa akin, banana. Tapos lahat na din sumagot ng banana ko. Anong banana? Sabi niya, Sir K, gusto ko, huy, potassium yun ang K. Ito, ibang vitamin K ito. Tawa sila ng tawa, guys. Yung na-realize sila na, hala, oo pala, no? Sabi ko, akala ko nga sa inyo, dahon ng banana ang kinakain. But we have your green leafy, like example, spinach, kale, yung mga ganun, guys. And of course, guys, what else? Vitamins and minerals. So, kailangan talaga natin ng vitamins and minerals din. So, guys, ito ha, ang mga importanteng dapat tandaan natin dito, avoid ang alcohol. Be careful with Tylenol because it's toxic to the liver. Okay? And rest is very, very important. Okay? And ito, guys, okay? Very, very important ito. Ang number 3, okay? Marapit na matapos, guys. Number 3 is manage ascites. Okay? Number 3, manage ascites. So we all know that when you have decreased albumin, nag-ascites si patient. So how do you manage ascites? Of course, assessment is the abdominal girth. That's why meron tayong measuring tape. Yan, measuring tape. So that's why dala-dala talaga natin yan palagi ang measuring tape, guys. Number 2, position. Your position of the patient is we have your semi-Fowlers and then the diet. Your diet, guys, of course, we have to decrease the sodium because sodium can cause water retention. So, guys, if you have ascites, decrease sodium, avoid ang mga processed foods. Avoid ang mga canned. Avoid ang mga instant. Avoid ang mga chips. Ang cheese, aged cheese, may sodium din yan. Ang ketchup. But of course, bawal ang mga longganisa, chorizo, tocino, ham, bacon. We have to decrease that one because we need to decrease the sodium here. And then restrict. We have to restrict fluids. So we have your restrict ang fluids natin. So when say restrict fluids, it should be decrease or less than 1 liter per day. So anyway, class, mini-measure naman yung tubig ni patient, guys. And the drug of choice here is, of course, we have your diuretics. One of the diuretics, guys, it should be the potassium sparing, no? Okay, potassium sparing. Pero pag gusto kang pangmalakasan or pangmabilisan, furosemide. Pero ang furosemide kasi guys is potassium wasting, no? So ang potassium sparing natin is spironolactone. Okay? Then we have also potassium wasting. So I will add na lang siguro guys pag gusto nating pangmabilisan the potassium wasting, we can have the furosemide dito guys. And the procedure guys, okay, is we have your paracentesis. Okay. Ano ba tong paracentesis, sir? This is your aspiration of fluids. Okay? Ayan. So mag-aspirate ka ng fluid. Okay? From the abdominal cavity. Okay. So before, of course, ang ituro lang kay pasyente is void lang talaga tayo guys. Ha? Okay. So sabihin ng pasyente, patient, ihi muna before ka mag-paracentesis, para hindi masugatan or para hindi ma-puncture ang bladder natin. So again guys, abdominal girth, then restrict the fluid, decrease sodium, those are the important things to remember. And of course, diuretics. So depende po. So nurses, ito, very common in the exam. Anong position, sir, pag mag-paracentesis na tayo? So for the paracentesis guys, is we have your upright or the high fallers position. Why? Kasi kapag mag-supine ka, ang tendency mo float man yan ang mga intestines natin, baka ma-puncture ang mga intestine. So i-upright siya para ang intestine mo float posteriorly, mo float palikod. So para ma-minimize ang puncturing of the intestine. So that's why upright talaga siya. So I would like you to highlight this one. So this is during paracentesis. Okay. And the gauge of the needle is 18. So withdraw, gradual lang po ang pag-withdraw class. Next one. So after this one, let's go to number 4. Is we have your jaundice and pruritus assessment. So anong assessment natin dito? Of course, check for the sclera. Okay. And of course, the skin. Okay. Now, question nurses, if the patient is black, or if black or African American, where will we assess the jaundice? Normally daw, kapag black ang patient, their sclera is yellowish. And of course, hindi po to sa skin kasi black ang ano nila guys. So, the answer guys is you have your mucous membrane. Ay, sa mucous membrane pala sir, ma-assess guys ang jaundice. Or hard palat. Ano? So, we have your oral mucosa. Diyan pala yan kapag ang patient natin is black, no? So this is for pruritus. We have lotion. Okay, so we can have your Aveeno. If ever, class, this is a board exam question. If ever, sobrang kati na talaga, use knuckles. Diba? Use knuckles to rub. Kapag hindi na talaga, kaya ang kati-kati na talaga, sir. This is a board exam, ladies and gentlemen. And avoid rubbing alcohol. Avoid ang rubbing alcohol, class. Why? This is drying to the skin. So after this one, ang 5. Last na lang ang 5 guys, ha? Okay. So again, paki-add din, paki-highlight din pala ang baking soda bath. Pwede rin ba ang oatmeal bath, sir? Pwede rin. Para sa mga pruritus natin. So last, 5. Okay. Let's go to number 5. Management for esophageal varices. So itong esophageal varices, if you can remember, di ba? Distended ang vein agos. So, common class, or this is high risk for bleeding. Okay? So, result for which can lead to bleeding. So, bleeding could be a complication here. So, ayan ang complication natin. So, question, anong gagawin natin pag may bleeding esophageal varices? So, may tube tayo guys, at ang pangalan ng tube is Sinstaken. Okay? Blakemore. Sinstaken Blakemore tube. Okay, so sir, anong purpose ito, sir? Your purpose of this one is to promote pressure or apply pressure. Okay? Apply pressure. Okay, dyan yan sa esophagus. So I will show you a picture later on, guys, para ma-visualize talaga natin. So I would like you to highlight this one. Please highlight, please highlight. Okay. And then may tatlong lumens ito, guys. Okay? What are the 3 lumens of this one? So, ang lumen is for the esophageal balloon. Okay. Or esophageal balloon inflation. This is the first lumen. This is the second lumen, gastric aspiration. And this is the third lumen. Okay? So, Before I'll go to that one, class, ano yung mga lumen ulit, sir? So we have your esophageal, okay, balloon inflation. What else? We have your gastric aspiration. This is the second lumen. And the third lumen is gastric balloon inflation. Okay? Of course, ang dalawang balloon is the esophageal balloon. So ito yung ano ng pressure, guys. And yung isa is the gastric balloon. You have your gastric balloon nurses. So ang gastric balloon, siya ang mag-anchor. Okay? Parang barko ba, guys, na para ang barko, hindi yan maano sa alon. So may anchor. So ang gastric balloon, ang i-anchor dyan para hindi mag-go up sa esophageal balloon. What are the two balloon? We have your esophageal balloon and the gastric balloon. Ang gastric balloon ang nag-anchor. Ayan, si gastric balloon natin. Para hindi aakyat. Okay? So, yun po ang ating Sixtaken-Blakemore tube. Okay? What is the purpose of Sixtaken-Blakemore tube, guys? The purpose is apply pressure and this will minimize the bleeding. Okay? It will decrease the bleeding. Okay? So, nakuha, guys. Okay? So, apply pressure to decrease the bleeding. Ladies and gentlemen. And then, what will happen? Okay, so last slide na lang tayo, guys. Ha? Now, ito na. Okay, question, guys. You can answer now on the chat box. Anong priority natin dito if you have Sixtaken-Blakemore tube? What is a priority? Okay, very good. Priority is airway. Okay? Priority is airway. So, what should we monitor? Monitor the RR. We have to monitor the breath sounds para malalaman natin, guys, kung may obstruction na ba. So RR and the breath sounds and the bedside. Of course, very important question in the board exam. What should be at the bedside? And the answer is scissors, guys. Ha? Okay. So ang tamang sagot is scissors, ladies and gentlemen. So if ever class na feel nyo or na-assess nyo ang patient na there is something or problem, okay, i-cut lang po yan para ma-deflate ang dalawang balloon. So, again, scissors to cut if there is obstruction of the esophageal balloon. So, for example, class, pumutok yung gastric balloon, wala nang taga-anchor, nag-go up ang esophageal balloon, na-obstruct ang airway, no? So, anong gagawin natin? I-cut. That's why scissors at the bedside. So, that's why, class, you need to anticipate. And where is the cutting site? So, at the junction. Okay, your answer is at the junction of the three lumens. So, saan yan, sir? So, kung sa picture natin, class na ganito, okay, so dito. Yan. Diyan i-cut. Pwede rin dito, guys. Basta importante, guys, is na junction na. No? So, pag-cut para ma-deflate ang balloon. So, balik tayo, guys, ha? Junction of the three lumens. Okay. And the drug. Okay, we have also a drug here, class, para hindi siya mag-bleeding talaga, guys. This is for the bleeding esophageal varices. So, ang drug natin, we can have your vasopressin. So, why vasopressin, sir? This is a vasoconstrictor para ma-minimize ang bleeding. So, the purpose of this one is to decrease the bleeding. Okay. That is to decrease the bleeding, ladies and gentlemen. So, over to you, Sir Ryan, or nandiyan pa ba si Ma'am Rachel?
Yes, Sir Ryan. Maraming salamat sa 1
nandiyan
hour
pa pa
session po natin. Yes, nandito pa po ako sa PNLE class natin. Guys, nabitan ba kayo? Dahil isang oras lang yung klase ni Sir Ryan. Ayan. Patikim lang yan, guys, para sa inyo. I'll be introducing to you Ms. Drixie Gonzalez, the Recruitment and Marketing Manager po ng Town Kids. So, Ms. Drixie, over to you.
So allow me to share my screen. By the way, I'm Drixie Gonzalez. I'm the head of recruitment in Town Kids. So this is gonna be quick lang. I'd like to introduce Town Kids to everyone. Most especially to those nurses who are eyeing to achieve their American dream in the US, no, in the future. Most especially once they pass the PNLE, of course, because that's the first requirement for you to be able to achieve your dreams. Okay, so good evening to everyone. Who is Town Kids? Okay, so let's start off with Town Kids is a DMW approved agency, of course, because here in the Philippines we are not allowed to recruit Filipino nurses to work in the US or in any other country if you are not accredited by DMW or POEA before. So we are a direct hiring company, meaning to say we are not an agency's staffing. You will be, once you signed up with Town Kids, you will be working with Town Kids as well. So Town Kids is the #1 pediatric home care in New Jersey. Yes, you heard it right. We only deployed nurses in New Jersey because we are a direct hiring. Okay, so why US? Why you have to pursue your dreams in the US? Of course, US is actually offering permanent residency. So meaning to say you can bring your family in the US right away with you, most especially if you are financially ready. Okay. So aside from that, you'll have your green card right after you arrive in the US, of course. And for the advantages of living in the US, of course, bakit ba tayo nagde-desire no, to work in the US? Of course, it's the benefits compared to other country. And of course, dollar, US dollar. Okay, sino ang may ayaw ng US dollar? And of course, the diversity and career opportunity in the US, yung career growth natin. So why choose United States? Of course, like what I have said, compared to UK, Australia, Canada, Middle East, we here in Town Kids or for the type of visa that we offer, it's an immigrant visa which you can bring your family. So no more homesick, no? Kasi tayong mga Filipino, we are very family culture. So we want to bring our family with us once we work or we live in the other country. And then of course, salary, US actually offer competitive salary as well. So why choose Town Kids? No, once you pass your PNLE, you can have your NCLEX review. That's the next requirement for you to be able to reach your dreams or to achieve your American dream. Here in Town Kids, we are a pediatric home care, meaning to say it's a home care. You are the one who go to your patient. So we accept zero experience. So if you are a fresh graduate, even if you do not have any experience, we do provide a comprehensive training and we do have matching here in Town Kids. We will not allow you to handle patient that you do not have any experience in handling of that specific case, if ever. Okay, so for the unbeatable offers, of course, if you have your NCLEX review with IPAS and then also your exam, we will reimburse it. Okay, and also your English test sponsorship, which is it's regardless if it's IELTS, PTE, TOEFL, it will be reimbursed to you once you passed it. And also the EB3 visa sponsorship. We also do offer a full sponsorship, so you don't have to pay anything with Town Kids. So kami po lahat magbabayad from state license and visa screening. We will provide that for you. And of course, why New Jersey? No, considering we only have 10 minutes, so this is the last part. So why you have to choose Town Kids in New Jersey? Of course, New Jersey is the #1 safest state, no, in 2022. And then #1 early childhood education. So yung mga schools, if ever you have kids, you are planning to have your own family there. New Jersey has the #1 public school system and best state to live. And also the happiest state, no? So kung malungkot ka, punta ka sa New Jersey, magiging masaya ka. All right. So I think that would be all. So by the way, these are our nurses, some of our nurses that we were able to deploy in New Jersey. By the way, we do have like almost 200 nurses that we've deployed in New Jersey already. So if you have any question, you can actually visit our social media here. So here, our social media, our Facebook page, there. So you can actually follow and like, so you'll get notified if ever we'll be having upcoming event face-to-face and online. So that would be all. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you, Miss Rachel, for this opportunity. Thank you, IPAS.
Maraming salamat, Miss Drixie, sa napaka-active natin na recruitment and marketing manager coming from Town Kids.
Thank you, ma'am.
Miss Drixie, for your time. Ayan.
Okay, and I think that's it, guys. Okay, so thank you so much. Before we will end this session, please allow me to say God bless you. So may natutunan ba kayo, guys? Grab your license, grab your license. Success isn't just about passing the board, it's about proving to yourself that every sleepless night, every sacrifice, and every moment of doubt was worth it. You didn't just pass, you persevered.